The relationship was chaotic and hostile, so it was definitely a decision that I had to make. But facing the world as a single mom, struggling to keep a roof over our head and seeking services and no vehicle and walking and the bus with 3 kids, and for a whole year before I went to Salvation Army, I struggled to pay the bills and struggled with keeping a job because of 3 children. And I don't know if I thought that it would be easy, and it definitely hasn't been. So I had to get out on my own with 3 kids, and it was all a matter of getting out and figuring it out at the same time. Life then was confusing at every moment of every day, and with that comes insecurity and low self-esteem, no patience, and with children that is very vital. And brokenhearted and just wanting it to be fixed and not knowing how to do it. I was terrified. Terrified of myself, terrified of my kids, terrified of life. I just was scared of everything, and all I knew was that there was no giving up. There was no just saying, oh, I can't do this. I want them to be healthy, happy kids, and to do that, it meant me figuring it out, and it didn't matter how scared I was. That's what I was trying to do, was figure it out. So here I am with no job. I was already struggling to pay the bills, not having, the means, not making enough money to pay all of it by myself, but doing it somehow. I had a church help me with half the rent, and the other half of the rent I wasn't able to come up with quick enough, and I was being evicted. And Salvation Army was there to help me get into another apartment and put down the deposit and the first month's rent. There were a lot of things other than just having to take a class and getting rent paid. It was, do you need a food box? It was, if you call me, if you need anything. I mean, I called for a dresser, I called for a bed, I called for a lot of things. And also the Christmas program that they have was introduced. I was all about signing up for that. Never expecting to get an extravagant Christmas for my boys. And I didn't have a gift to unwrapped, but that, it's not about the adults anyway, but it was a gift. It was a big gift for me to be able to see them have a good Christmas and not have to be, disappointed. And even at that age, they would have been. And they weren't, so that's all that matters, is keeping them as sheltered as possible. They're babies, so the world will knock on their door when it's time, but for now I really struggle to keep that away. So learning to save money and learning how to be a better mother and learning how to all of those things have come from Salvation Army because of classes I had to take, because of a support system that they were able to give me that I don't have on a regular basis. And it wasn't just about them being able to financially help me. It's not all about money. It's, being able to pick up the phone and call someone and just cry, or pick up the phone and go, I need this, who can I turn to, what are the answers? Someone to be able to give the answers is a blessing. I might have become an alcoholic, I might have become a drug addict, I don't know. Because I think that when a person is desperate, sometimes they do desperate things. And I had a lot of anxiety, which in turn my kids had a lot of anxiety. And I was unhappy, which meant unhappy children. So, happy parents, anxiety-free parents, equals the same in the kids. The happier I am and the more patient I am, and I can be, because I don't have to worry that I'm not going to have a roof over my head or something to feed them, makes me a better mother and makes them happier children. Salvation Army's support is so important because of the children. have the option. And I think a child's innocence is so short and so valuable to what they're going to give back to the world. And if their innocence is stripped, then I just think it just puts another bad product out there for society. Without Salvation Army, I mean, I definitely think the kids are the ones who lose the most.